welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a bowl of craft brew on the side.
Okay.
I'm Jade, and I'm here with Nate and Aaron, and we are appreciating the view of Chapter 50 of Temple of the Winds.
Like a good view.
That sounds real enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this now.
Is that like a full-on head-to-toe lingering glance, or is this just like a self-satisfying nod, like you'd see at the end of a movie?
I think it's a head-to-toe. Actually, I think it's more of a lecherous glance at the mountains.
Lecherous. Oh, okay.
The mountains
Like
in front of us, the two very voluptuous mountains.
Mountains like the Grand Tetons.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Mountains that both have like little houses right on the top of them. Just tiny little, but you're looking at it from a distance, so they look really small.
Yeah. Something like that.
Okay. Interesting. Sounds very wholesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I had a whole handsome. I don't know. I had a joke in my mind, and then I'm still doing this. I don't know why. Anyways,
We'll workshop it off air.
We'll
I'm glad
work
to
on
be
it.
here. Yeah.
Get back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna get right into it today because we have a handful of notes. So here we go.
Here we go.
This chapter, we're back with Richard and Kahlan, and it opens up with Kahlan bringing Richard some soup.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, it said soup, and then
It's always
it's
nice.
lentil porridge, actually, is what it is.
I was hoping it was going to be spice soup.
Yeah, it's not. I've never eaten lentils, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what lentil porridge is, but I know what spice soup is because we made it.
Yes, we did.
That's on the Patreon feed.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
recorded ourselves.
You just got so
making-
excited.
and- yeah, I just realized what I did.
That wasn't
It's
even
very
fake.
good. That
Okay.
was the sound of a synapse firing.
Okay.
Continue.
So the chapter opens with him getting soup from Kahlan. He's been studying the book he found for about a week now, and he does not look great. He's gray and tired and sleepy.
Aw.
He's exhausted again.
Yes. Now, I had a minor note here because this is the second time that it was specifically noted that Richard, saw somebody coming in. He looked up and saw it was Kahlan. He didn't... It was noted earlier in the book that he could, hear her and know it was her.
Yeah, he knows her footsteps specifically.
This is the second time in, a handful of chapters that it has, specifically noted that she walked in and then he looked up and was like, Kahlan.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know right away.
Yeah.
That is interesting. It's got to be to the fact that he's tired, right?
I don't know. It's just a sticky note on the conspiracy board, you know?
We'll
Okay.
figure out where the red string goes to next.
Yeah.
But we know this is going on the board.
Yeah, it's just on there.
Yeah.
Puck took the yarn last night, but it is around here somewhere. So
Okay, so when he mentions that he feels sick, Kahlan is worried, but he assures her immediately that it's just because of what he's been translating from the Inquisition records. No need to worry. It's not the plague. Okay? We're fine.
Yeah, you know how I would not be starting conversations if
Yeah.
this is the time we're around? I wouldn't just look at someone and the first words out of my mouth are, I'm feeling kind of sick. We couldn't use any other words?
it's the doctor that takes the long way around. It's like, well, I did everything I could. And you're like, oh my God, what happened? You're like, no, he's fine. Yeah. He'll be out here in 5 minutes.
If you've watched it, it's the doctor from Arrested Development. It's like, we lost your father. And they immediately, they're like, oh, he's dead. You know, he died. They all get sad and everything like that. Doctor's got a confused look on his face and he goes, yeah, we can't, we lost him. I'm really sorry. And they're like, well, can we see him? And they go, no, we lost him. So they go into the room and the window's open and the dad is physically not there. And I told you, we lost him.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Okay, so the reason that he's so sick is that the wizards conducting this trial killed over 100 wizards that were involved in sending away the Temple of the Winds. They called them the Temple Team.
Aw.
I wonder if they got
cute.
some sick jean jackets,
Yes.
bedazzled on the back. TT.
At the absolute very least, they better have had patches.
Iron-on patches.
Either
probably.
on the cape or, on the shoulder, chest area, something.
Yeah.
They better have.
Yeah. Cool bracelets.
If you're going to kill him, at least send him out looking cool.
Yeah. Okay, so the first big offense that led to them being killed or executed.
Executed.
Executor. Anyways, what was that? Although they had left a way back into the temple, they made it so hard to navigate that when they tried to go back in to retrieve things that they needed to fight the war, they couldn't get in there.
Hey, you guys really secured the weapons bunker. We need to get back in there now. So, how does that work?
Where'd
And
the
they're
key
like,
go?
oh, no, you can't really.
They watched too many spy thriller war movies, and they were like, oh, every time the good guys just break into the weapons bunker. We got to make sure that never happens to us.
They're only putting the lasers in 2D space. We have to put it in 3D space.
Have you
and
ever
then
seen
there's
Ocean?
literally no way to get through.
Have you ever seen Ocean's 11? We
Yeah.
can't let that shit happen here.
More lasers, more cameras.
Wizards 11.
Okay, so they were eventually able to get into the temple, but that's what triggered the Red Moon.
Oh.
Then the second attempt to get in to answer that warning that the Red Moon was failed.
Yeah, then they were screwed. They couldn't get back in.
Yeah.
So the red moon is just an alarm light?
Yeah, basically.
Oh. Okay. Does it flat? Did they ever say it flashed? Was it a solid red or did it flash?
No, it's solid.
Do we know for sure?
It's like a blood moon.
Because it'd be cool if it flashed.
I mean, maybe the clouds do some fun shit to it.
It turns into the red ring of death.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Then you know there's something really wrong when it's the red ring of death.
I mean, yeah, kids are dying, and that's sad, too, but I can't play Xbox now?
Now
That's sad.
that is a travesty.
No, here's the thing. You can play if you buy a new one. But all the hours that you spent
Gone.
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 Worth nothing.
Gone forever. Rip in peace.
Were they worth something to begin with? But
yes,
now?
my
Now?
memories are worth something.
Now they're worth nothing. Anyways.
I'm going to need to take a break.
It happened to me too. It's okay. Okay, so the temple team were also the ones who instilled the magic in the Temple of the Winds. They made it the sentient weird thing.
So like they put spells in place that would make the temple sentient.
Yeah.
Look, well, I guess what I'm trying
They
to clarify
coded-
is that this is a controlled spell. They knew what they were doing when they did this much of it.
They coded the Temple of the Winds in a certain way. This is how I'm going to explain what happened throughout this chapter. Like, we now know things in code. So, like your computer or your phone or whatever.
Yeah,
So they-
clutch song 010011.
Yeah, whatever.
10 whatever.
So they
Magics.
coded the Temple of the Winds in a certain way to make it able to give alarm bells and things like that.
Interesting.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Security system. I dig
Yes.
it.
It's a smart temple.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like a home security system, but then
Home
they
temple.
put a grenade launcher behind the door. So then if you open the door, you die. Thus, nobody's getting in.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now that's a problem when you got to get back in.
Okay. So the temple were fighting the old world who wanted to destroy magic just like they do right now. Just like Jagang is trying to do right now.
Oh, yeah.
These wizards were somewhat sympathetic with that idea just because, like, the idea that making magic to create weapons is just as evil as the things that they're fighting. So they're like, is magic good? I don't know. Maybe we should look into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Wait, because this was right where they talked about, like, this is where Mrizwith came from, right?
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
Mrizwith were tools used to fight the old world, and these wizards specifically were like, that is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Well,
We probably shouldn't be making Mrizwith.
Well, and not just by the new world either.
Right.
They were being made on both sides. Like, these
Right.
weapons were being made on both sides.
Right.
To
Right.
fight the other
This
side.
is where Kahlan came from. It's also where Jagang came from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or his
Mrizwith,
line of people.
Dreamwalkers,
Yeah.
Confessors, all stemmed from this.
All
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, but these wizards were like, yeah, this is too much magic.
Yeah,
we need to limit ourselves.
They weren't trying to stop all magic or defeat the new world, not like the old world was trying to do.
They just didn't like this aspect of it.
Yeah, they took more of a neutral view of things. Like they were looking at the bigger picture.
A compromise.
They believe that, but they do believe that all the trouble, all the war, all the bullshit does lead back to magic in some way.
Yeah.
So they thought that something had to be done.
Meh. I'm just saying, caused a lot of fucking problems. Probably should have just let it lie.
Hey, intent versus deed.
Hot take or whatever, but yeah. Not a fan of this.
I think, yeah, yeah, okay. So,
You know what it does, though? It makes Richard rare. And if he wasn't rare, then we wouldn't have a book. So,
yeah.
Necessary evil. I get it.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like, there's bad things happen. Like, should everything have been left alone in the beginning? Yes, but then things spiral.
Kind of like the Joker, you know? You got to crack a couple of eggs, but it's for an overall good thing, right, Aaron?
Oh my god.
All right, I'm done.
You lost. Get over it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Richard thinks that they used the Temple of the Winds to withdraw some of the magic power from the world, locking it in the underworld. That's the cause for less and less people being born with the gift. So, when they coded the Temple of the Winds, right? And they made it sentient, they also coded it to take some magic out of the world with it. And to slowly, like, kind of leech it out of the world.
Ah, okay.
When they took it to the underworld. So it's like, it's in this weird place, and so is the magic. It's all going there. Right?
It's like literally a drain.
Yeah.
It is the drain hole of magic.
And it was set up that way. Like, when it got put there in the first place, that is the way...
carefully.
That is the way that it was built.
To operate.
To operate, yes.
Right.
By the original people. Now, did everybody else agree with that? No. But that's what the temple people agreed to it being. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, they had a gambit. They made a play, and it worked.
Yeah, it did.
It sounds like some people think, unfortunately, it worked.
Yeah. He's beginning to think that the team halted the way that they went about this is they halted the ability to pass the subtractive gift through, like, the wizard's line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Kahlan gets by because she doesn't get her subtractive power through a wizard. So she gets a pass. And some of the other people who have subtractive magic, they learned it through one way or another. So that's how they have it. That's a pass. Any of the creatures who have it, they're not actually passed down from wizards. So that's a loophole. That's how that all works. That's why we have subtractive magic, other than Richard.
Yeah.
Or the other way that you could attempt to get subtractive magic is to force breed, a.k.a. what Dark and Rawl was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just trying to make as many babies as possible, playing the odds game that eventually one of them will have the subtractive side.
Well, I think he was just trying to get one with even additive, though, at that point, too.
Oh, he was looking for just magic in general.
Yeah,
That's
anything will do.
Yeah.
Anything will pass.
I just find great pleasure in knowing he was also just trying to get his dick to work at the same time. And that he was struggling with that brings me great joy.
Oh, I was going to say, you take joy?
No.
He's like, I think...
No.
Glad you finished that.
Yeah.
Unlike Darkin.
I knew there was going to be a finish joke. Yep, okay.
See you guys later.
So,
that's called a button. It's wonderful.
The temple team may not have realized how it would have affected the balance and caused, like, less wizards in general to be born. Because you can't just take out the subtractive side and have the additive side be like, yeah, we're gonna do it up and keep going. It's gonna be fine. No. Apparently, both things are gonna start to seep out of the world, and then you have what we have now, which is, like, 2 left. Other than Richard, who has both sides, because he's a rare pebble in the pond magic boy.
Correct. He got everything.
Yeah. Maybe they did know that, though, and maybe that's why they were killed. We don't know that. That context hasn't been revealed to us or not yet.
Yeah, maybe they were able to get some more sympathizers by saying, hey, we're actually going to leave like 50% magic. And that's just what they said.
Yeah.
When really the whole plan was, we're doing fucking 5%.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing that no matter what, but we're going to tell people we're going to do more so we get more help. And then, whatever.
Yeah.
We know we're doing this
Means to an end.
To become whatever, martyrs or, like we know the end goal is that we're going to die. So we'll do what we have to do to make it happen.
Is this their attempt to in a way, keep the magic for themselves. Is that what's going on here? They're like, hey, it's dangerous, so, not everybody should have this, but we as wizards will have this. So if we just prevent other people from having it, then we're in charge. Is that maybe why this action was condemned?
I think, maybe, maybe their action by
That's the way it would look anyway, even if they were doing it for a benevolent reason, or at least they believed that.
Well, no, okay. I think that the people, like the Inquisition, would probably be like, we don't want you to do this because you're taking away magic from the world that we need.
Yeah, from the people.
But the temple team, I think, they're just trying to, like, they are the people, I think, that are in the basement of the keep making these creations and at the first hand. So I think they are just trying to stop it. Now, are they zealot? Like, I think they just went too far. Like, they got an idea about what, they're the type of people who, what people need to understand. People need to understand that guns are bad or bombs are bad. They aren't listening to us. So we're going to go do a really terrible thing to a building somewhere to prove a point, as opposed to...
Timothy McVeigh, right?
Don't know who you're talking about. I'm sorry.
He blew up a building.
Okay.
She probably knows the event. She probably doesn't know the name tied to the event, because I also am not placing that name.
Or Ted Kaczynski. They're both bombers.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Because something was a way they didn't like it in the world. They decided to kill a whole bunch of people.
I think for sure, probably at the very least, some of those wizards thought that. Okay. I can't, I don't think we can just throw the blanket statement that all of them thought that, but I'm sure some of them did. And they were like, we can limit it, because it causes too much destruction, but also because it raises our place and power in this world. Hey, win-win.
Or at least just an added perk.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know if it was the defining reason as to why they did it.
Okay. All right, that's good enough for me.
But when those people at the keep found out what the temple team had done, they sent somebody in to undo what had been done. They chose a fanatic zealot on purpose. Somebody who they were hoping that their power and their belief in, like, what the keep is holding and what they wanted, like what the people at the keep wanted, is going to be strong enough to hold him through, because he's a fucking zealot. He knows what he's talking about. He believes the hell out of what he's talking about. He's going to go in. He's going to fucking fix it.
This is your yes guy underneath the emperor, who's like, of course we're going to win. I've got every faith in you, sir, and would never even dream of saying that there's a little bit of doubt. Not saying this guy would necessarily be killed for it, just like, you're the, what's the guy who just excites everybody at a concert?
The
hype man, yeah. That's this guy.
This is head prosecutor Lothane.
Okay.
Oh, hey, bud.
And he did get in. He got in through the Betrayer's Hall. And we already know how that shit works. Like,
because he wasn't actually hype?
Well, no, he was hype, and then he obviously had to betray his hype to get in there. And in doing so, it changed what he went in there to do. So he ended up going in. We don't know exactly what he did, but he did end up reinforcing what was done and made it worse.
Okay. So he locked it down even harder.
Yeah. So he got in, and then he went into the mainframe and altered the code, okay? And went like plus, plus, plus on the subtractive magic, like on the drain, on the siphon from the world.
Yeah.
He went maximize 10 times. And then when that happened, the temple was like, oh, my fucking, the way I work has been altered. My code has been altered and sent up the red moon.
Yeah. Program altered.
Yeah.
Now I have to do it, but the failsafe is I'm going to set off the alarm, aka the red moon.
Yeah, so that my makers know that something has been popped.
Yeah. It's like a 24-hour protection. Like, I'm going to do it, but you got 24 hours to hit undo.
Yeah.
Once 24 hours are up, can't hit undo anymore.
Right.
We just sent you a code in an email. You have 180 seconds to reply.
Exactly. Yeah. Two-factor authentication.
Oh, my fucking password changed. Okay.
No, I am not currently in Lithuania.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the people at the keep were the wizards at the keep were happy for the warning because they thought, hey, that means that we have a different way to get into the temple. We don't have to use that betrayer's hall that obviously is gonna fuck us over. So let's just go in this other way and we can fix the problem. No big deal.
All right. Back door. Let's go.
The wizard they sent never came back.
Oh, shit.
So they sent another one, a stronger one, a better one.
Oh.
He didn't come back either.
Oh.
And I am just really sad for them, and it's really difficult.
Yeah.
So
So much loss.
I think we need to take a break.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we take a real specific kind of break?
Yeah. I think we need to take a beer break and pour one out for these.
Ooh.
For our fallen homies.
Yeah, these poor
You're even breaking up.
poor wizards.
I'm going to say I'm going to pour one out. I'm not actually. I'm not actually going to pour one out.
All right. So today we are drinking light citrus blonde from Atwater Brewery.
Brewery.
Wow. Brewery. That was one word. Thank you, Aaron. I don't know. I get the light blonde flavor. I don't feel like it's very citrusy.
He just licked his hand. I'm sorry. It was.
I opened it next to the mic, and there was just a little bit of shakeage at some point, apparently. It got a little on my hand.
But it is a wheat ale, so it does have that kind of grainy flavor to it as well.
Yeah. It's got like a rind. Like you put a orange on the side of your beer.
How come you didn't read the little blurb? Oh, the blurb is just about Atwater. It's not about the beer.
Yeah, and I've done that before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
started in 1937.
Well, it's a 4%.
Yeah, only 12
And,
IBUs. Yeah. Nice and crispy.
Yes, it's going to take us through our day so that we can get through a couple of episodes and not get plaster ass drunk for you people. It's going to be great. I am super happy about this beer. We're going to be able to sip it all day and not have any problems. It's nice and easy going down. So I'm going to get another one, and then we'll be back right after this.
And welcome back. We forgot to do something, guys.
What's that?
Out of how many? Out of 10 citruses.
Oh,
How many citruses would you give our beer break beer? We forgot to write it.
you know what? That's right. We can't forget that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna go 5.
Yeah, I'd say 5.
Just pretty mid.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
hate it. It doesn't taste bad, but
Yeah.
I'm not like super excited to have it again either.
It's an okay summer beer. If somebody brought it and chucked it in a cooler,
Yeah.
I'm drinking it.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly, I'm the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I was thinking 4.5, 5 for it.
okay.
At some point, though, we're going to put a pin in this, and then we're going to get back. But we need to release what the numbers mean in our rating system.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. Like,
Hey.
quick definition. But
Chart list.
that's a pin. We can do that later.
I was going to ask you how many peaches.
That would have been
peaches.
better.
This gets no peaches from me.
I was just hoping it was going to make you go on a little rant.
You want me to sing again?
Yeah. Okay, so finally, seeing how serious the matter is, they send in first wizard, Baracus.
B-Rock.
Baracus.
They don't know.
Seriously though, B-Rock is fucking awesome. I love that so much.
They don't know if he made it in, though, because he comes back in a daze. He takes off all his wizard shit immediately, and then throws himself off the edge of a rampart.
Yeah, immediately committed suicide after getting back out of the temple.
Yeah.
Or, well, maybe. They don't really even know.
He's like, I'm done. I'm out.
No, so that's the fun part. It wasn't immediately. He left the temple, went
That's
all the way
true.
back to the keep, took his clothes off, then jumped out.
Yeah.
So clearly he was not completely crazy, because that doesn't, like, you would kill yourself sooner.
Yeah. He was like,
Most
I just
likely.
wanted to leave this shit here.
Yeah. Yeah. So something weird happened.
You know what is crazy about this? The thought I had was that nobody wore those again, as far as we know, until Richard.
Right.
Yeah.
So the last person to wear the outfit that Richard is now wearing suicided himself.
For unknown reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For who knows what. And
For the
so
thing-
I just connected that to him and went, oh, shit.
For the very
I never
same thing that
realized
Richard is
before.
potentially going to do.
Yeah,
Trying to fix.
Yeah, trying to find and most
Yeah.
likely do.
Okay. So
Looking
Interesting.
good.
No.
after that, after their big daddy Brackus failed, they were like,
Big Daddy B.
they were like, I don't think it's going to work, guys.
Daddy B-Rock, boys and girls.
And they gave up. They were like, nope, impossible,
man.
can't be done. So they did not fix what Lothane and the temple team had done.
Dang.
And
They gave it the old college try, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
the only reason that they know what they know is because of the use of a confessor. The first confessor, in fact, Magda Cirrus.
That's
Oh.
right.
Ah. The ones conducting the trial actually ordered the creation of the confessors because they knew they wouldn't be able to torture the truth out of Lothane.
He wasn't going to talk. He did the test of pain and stuff like that, so they
Yeah.
couldn't torture him into saying anything.
Yeah. Once he was touched by her power, he did admit what the temple team and he himself had done. Now, we go into a little bit more of the confessor's, like, history. It occurred to me that Kahlan's like, oh, weird. Oh my God, that's crazy. And I'm like, that wasn't a class? You didn't have, like, a history of confessors class? How did that not come up?
That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, that's something that should have been taught.
Mom,
Or-
where did we come from?
Or is it she learned a different history?
Oh.
Is she learning a different version of what she was taught in History of Confessors 101?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, why is this news to you?
Yeah,
what
either
was
way.
what was your understanding? Do you think you were just like all of a sudden did you think you came from the creator? Is that what this is? Like, 'cause she mentioned the
Oh,
creator
yeah.
before. Did she think you were just like,
Just
you're
a
here?
natural
Yeah.
force. Like, in this world, magic exists, and some people are born confessors. It's
Nah.
like, no.
That's
That's
why
pretty horrifying.
that's why I was leaning more to like this isn't the version of history
Yeah.
she was taught.
Wow,
She
that's
was
really
taught a
interesting.
different version.
Yeah, we were birthed from the back of a tortoise.
Yeah. Either way, either way though, not good.
The ones conducting the trial ordered the creation of confessors. Wow, I'm sorry. Because they knew they wouldn't be able to. Well, okay, hold on. Merritt is the name of the wizard who did this to Magda.
Yeah, there you go.
The tribunal was so pleased that they ordered the creation of the Order of Confessors with Merritt and wizards to protect them. Merritt became Magda's wizard in return for condemning her and all her descendants to this life and the duty forever.
As you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
fair trade.
All Gucci, baby.
Now, there is obviously the first confessor, right? The Magda Cirrus book.
Yes.
We were talking about this a little bit behind the scenes. We are not going to do that one until the end, I think, because if we read that now, it'll spoil some things for Aaron and other people who have not read this far into the series yet.
Yeah,
And
it'll
we
answer
don't wanna
questions
do
for
that.
now, but also for later. So we want to wait.
Me, no likey, spoilies.
Jade and I were just having a very animated conversation where we couldn't actually say anything, and Aaron's like, "Hey guys, probably just best to
I
not."
had to shut it down. I got a glimpse into what drives these two to dedicate so much of their time on this podcast, and it's because they got very excited thinking about what happens later in this series.
We
Yeah.
have a plan. We got to get to the
Yeah.
place in
So
the
we're-
books.
We're going to stop talking about it now because I can see you guys getting excited again. Back to the notes.
Okay. So Kaylee at this point voices the elephant in the room. that if they don't get into the temple, then like everybody's gonna die or whatever.
Yeah.
And Richard at this point wants to scream at her. He's like, "What the fuck do you expect me to do? Seriously?" But instead, he just like sits there and calmly eats his porridge.
Yeah, and
like,
says, "I know."
I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the cutaway when you're watching a movie or something where they're like, "Hey, man, such and such thing isn't going to happen." And then your main character, there's a super close up, right? They zoom back just a little bit and he loses his mind. This is where Richard kicks the chair and then fireballs the bed and then blows a wall out of the Palace of the Prophets or wherever. And then cut to, nothing has happened. You're still just there.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. In his head, he's actually railing at her.
Yeah.
You get the cutaway where he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Yeah, that's the instinct.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do
Nope.
that. He keeps it cool.
Because also, it's like, hey, Kahlan, this whole conversation, which has probably only been like maybe 10 minutes, and that's probably stretching it. Kahlan, how did we start this conversation? It was with me saying, I ain't fucking done reading it yet.
Yeah.
This is what I know so far. Calm your fucking tits.
Yeah. I'm still translating.
Very out there tits,
I was
apparently.
gonna say, speaking of, he has noted them so far in the chapter.
Couple times, yeah.
He's been like, "Hey."
I thought it was fucking hilarious right at the beginning of the chapter when Kahlan's like, "You've been at this for a hand of days." Not like, dude, it's been a week. And just the connections that Richard was making to tits, like, hand. Yeah, I'd like to get a handful. Handful of those titties.
Yeah. Yep. That's the view we're talking about there.
I'm so glad we just paused here so I could jump back and make that comment because that's my favorite thing.
The titties?
I mean, in general, kind of,
Okay.
but in this specific chapter.
Fair.
I won't,
Yeah.
I won't yuck your yum.
One of the temple team spoke before his death, saying, "I can no longer countenance what we do with our gift. We are not the creator, nor are we the keeper. Even a vexatious prostitute has the right to live her life." So this is what was driving the temple team, okay? They were doing shit at this point. Richard thinks that when the wizards used people, they were destroying them to create these weapons, right? And they were using people who caused trouble, like prostitutes, like, pickpockets, hucksters, probably.
Yeah.
People who were troublemakers in the town.
Quote unquote, less valuable people.
Right.
Exactly.
And they were turning them into weapons. And this is why the temple team thought, you know what? If there's not even magic, if we just stop some of this fucking magic, maybe it'll be better here. Because then we can't do this shit to people. So that's why they went through with the Temple of the Winds that they did. Like that was what their driving force was. There's lots of faces.
You look like you were ready to say something, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna lean back. Nate's got the floor.
Do you know who might have had a similar approach? Okay, that's all I'm going to say. It was the Joker, Aaron. The Joker.
I know.
I'm done now.
Okay.
Now I'm done. Starting now.
So Richard thinks, we all know that saying that when wizards must use people, that wizards use people. They have to use people sometimes. This is the grisly origin
Yeah.
of that statement that most people don't get to see. Wizards use people just like trash. They were like, I just need you. You don't matter, so we're just gonna use you and for whatever ends we need.
Yeah, this has come up a couple of times, and I think my view has changed since we started reading the books because at first I was like, yeah, you guys are wizards. Naturally, you've got to use people. And then the farther we go through the series, the more I kind of realize, no, you're a fucking wizard. You have abilities that other people can't do because you're supposed to handle that shit. Just predetermining that somebody's lesser than you and then using them for whatever ends.
Without consent.
Without consent and to whatever quote-unquote greater good you are trying to achieve is fucked up.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that they make this point. And it brings up how, Zed always said this and Richard is like, I wonder if he knows where this old shit comes from. It's bad.
Yeah.
And that's why it shouldn't be repeated.
In defense of their actions, the temple team said, at least we didn't seal away the temple forever, okay? We didn't make it so that you couldn't get in there. We could have, but we didn't. There is still a way in, if there is need great enough.
Yeah. By the way, is any of you impervious to a grenade launcher? Just check. If so, you can just get right in there. Not a problem.
Well, Nate, do you know who has great need all the time?
Of a grenade launcher?
No, just in general.
Well, it could be. Yeah.
I'm talking about Richard.
It's
Oh,
Dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard does have a great need.
Yeah. So he swears he's going to get in there. So it all works out.
Okay, perfect.
I just thought it was interesting because that was the actual wording in the chapter, like that if there's need great enough. And I was like, oh, you know whose
Richard's
power
jaw
works
kicks up
on?
like,
Yeah.
I have a great need.
My power works on need. I can need. Oh, and here comes Puck.
Hey, buddy.
Here to make some biscuits. With his kneading. Did you guys get it? That's where I was going with the joke. Okay.
Puck has a greater need, Jade. He gives no fucks that this podcast is happening right now. He's like, it's cuddle time, bitches.
Yep.
Also, don't chew on the mic cable. Thank you.
Okay, so a knock at the door, and Dreff enters. He's just here to let Richard know that it has gotten bad enough that they have ordered the death carts. 300 dead last night. The bodies can't sit, or this is going to make things worse.
Yeah, you don't want those sitting around and spreading the, what are they called? The gases?
Yeah, the infectious diseases.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just general knowledge. Like, even if they weren't carrying the plague, you don't keep dead bodies hanging around if you want to keep your populace healthy. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, properly disposing of decaying flesh is
Top priority usually.
pretty common safety concern.
Which is why it's funny that here in just a second, they decide to go take a walk because he's just ordered the cart, so you know that they're out there with a bunch of dead bodies, and they're like, let's go take a stroll down the probably disgusting and smelly and potentially infectious road.
It's gonna be great. It's
Sounds
gonna be a
great.
really uplifting walk. Dreff hasn't found anything new to help. He just is like, hey, the best thing to stay healthy is staying healthy. And Richard staying in this dark room and not sleeping isn't fucking healthy. So Richard agrees, and he's like, this isn't fucking helping anyways. I'm not getting any farther. Let's go take a stroll. Let's go take a jaunty little stroll.
Instead of taking a nap, he's taking a walk.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify, he looks tired and gray.
He had some porridge. He's fine.
Okay.
You know what? Hey, in his defense, motherfucking defense, the last time that this man chose to take a nap, especially when Kahlan was around, and when he was like, you know what? I trust you people. I trust all of you enough to take a goddamn nap. Give me some medicine to let me take a nap. He was drugged.
You know what?
And his girlfriend left.
Yes. You are absolutely 1,000% right. I am totally in the wrong here. There's no chance in fuck that Richard wants to take another nap right now. No way. Beautiful. Yep. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Hell no. Let's go take a walk.
Yeah.
Let's keep this guy awake, shall we?
Sleep? You fucking kidding me here right now? Literally the last fucking thing I want to do.
Absolutely.
Give me a coffee.
Give me a fucking double espresso. And actually, this could be a jog. We're jogging.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
While he has been in here with the book, Kahlan's been out helping Dreff and Nadine with the palace staff. 16 of them have fallen ill so far. Some of them are common colds and shit.
Yeah.
But, it's not good if they're not healthy. And
So-
obviously the plague is in the palace.
Exactly. Yeah. It has breached the walls, my friend.
Yeah.
Well, that and it's like, I get any number more than 0 is bad, but 16 out of how many? Because if it's 16 out of 100, okay, I can see where stuff is concerning.
Yeah.
If it's 16 out of 10,000, okay, but also not that bad.
Not yet.
That's a real low percentage.
If those 16 people are effectively quarantined somehow
Yeah.
and it's not going to spread.
Yeah.
But yeah, even one in the palace of 10,000 is
Right.
a real
Hey,
issue with
hey,
the potential of it.
One is bad,
getting
16 is
around.
bad. But again, how many?
You just have to keep in mind, too, how many of these people actually live in the palace, though? There's 300 people who died last night in the town. If any of these people are going out into the town for anything, because they're poor people, they don't actually, get the luxuries of the palace, then they're bringing the palace plague back in. So everybody's fucked at this point.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter where you sleep. It's in the town.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so Raina greets them at the door, and she's like, hey, what's going on? I have some news of my own. And Richard's like, yeah, 300 dead. She's like, no, not that. Also that. But the captain of the city guard let her know that they found another woman cut up like the other 4 that they have found before.
Hot damn.
Shit.
That's more than what we read about.
Yeah, we've seen 2.
Yeah.
That means, MM has been up to some work. It's 3 other murders that we were not present for.
And they only mentioned, I thought it was also interesting, they only mentioned the women because we know that there were men that were also murdered.
They don't matter.
Well, good. I'm glad that's finally the narrative. You know what? Good for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's believed that this woman is also a prostitute. So they should spread word to all those women that there's a killer, and hopefully they will close up shop or their legs or whatever for the time being. But don't ask us to feed you when you go hungry because you aren't making money on your back anymore. Because that's not our job.
But also to clarify, he did mention that the women were cut up. I don't think he didn't necessarily cut up the other dudes. Like he cut up the women.
That could be.
Okay.
That might have been all it was.
So they were referring to the way in which they were found.
Murders.
Yes.
As compared to the other guys who were just killed.
Hey, we're talking, somewhat kind of medieval times. People dying. Okay?
Yeah.
People dying all the time. People getting cut up though, not as common.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to make note.
Well,
but
especially if it looked like a
caught
mugging at all.
Yeah.
Like that would be okay. These guys tried to mug some dude.
Yeah.
They got killed.
Yeah. This isn't a mugging death. This was sadistic.
Some horrific shit.
End quote.
They run into Burdine. Everybody's like popping out of the woodwork. They're walking through the hallways, and everyone's like, "Hey, I heard your voice. What's going on?" So they run into Burdine, who had gone to relieve Kara, but was refused. Kara seems to be trying to settle something with the rats or herself or something. Kahlan basically spills Kara's greatest fear to the whole group. She was confided in because Kara trusted her so much, and she tells everybody the thing that Kara wouldn't have told any of those people because she doesn't trust them enough. And then she goes, "Don't you dare tease her about it." Like, hey, we wouldn't have if you didn't tell us. Like, you don't tell somebody humiliating, terrible thing and then go, "Don't tease them about it." Just don't fucking say it.
Yeah, don't turn someone's trust into hot gossip and then spread that hot gossip that everyone else is going to want to spread just like you did, and then tell them they can't spread it. Because you know what that makes that hot gossip? Forbidden fruit. And do you know what famously cannot be avoided temptation of? Forbidden fruit. Okay? Kahlan, you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up, Kahlan.
I was like, I said to Nate, I was like, it's like turning to your friends and going, "Jimmy told me that last year he pissed in front of his whole class. Don't call him Jimmy Pee Pants because that's what they called him." And telling this to like your whole group of friends in 4th grade and then expecting all of them to be like, "Yeah, all right. I won't say anything.
You ain't cool unless you pee your pants."
Yeah. Next time any of them sees Jimmy, he's Jimmy Pee Pants.
I was kind
fucking
of
sure.
on the other side of that. I thought Kahlan was kind of taking a proactive approach and being like, "Hey, Kara's never going to tell you guys this, but since you are all down there and they are present, if she's ever acting funny, it's because this is a thing that she is struggling with, and don't call her out on it or snicker about it because she's very sensitive to it, but she's not going to tell you."
Which could be nice, but I feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like the way to approach that is to not say shit unless somebody brings it up. If it comes up, then you eviscerate them and you go, "Leave her the fuck alone."
Because it's been well established with this, let's call them a group of friends right now.
Okay.
Richard, Kahlan, Kara, Burdine, Raina, Ulick, Egan. They like to rib, okay?
That's
They're
true.
constantly ribbing. Remember one of the first things Kara said when she met Kahlan coming out of the sliff? She made a joke about Richard marrying Nadine.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
This is a kind of an aggressive but loving friend relationship, clearly. So, yeah, no, she has to tell everyone, no, guys, don't do it. I know you're going to want to. I just found out
Look,
your friend's biggest
this
fear.
one is off limits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Need to keep it off limits, and they're not going to. You
Okay.
Kahlan, in my opinion, fucked up.
It might have been a nice gesture in her mind,
Maybe.
but I think she
Maybe.
messed up.
Hey, good intentions.
Intent versus deed.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so Berdine joins them for the walk, but then Nadine pops up. Richard
Of course.
is not happy, but Kahlan's like, "Yay! Come join us, bitch! We're taking a walk." Like, Kahlan is really trying to be cool.
Yeah, she's doing her best.
Yeah, she's like, "You guys are gonna be married. It's fine. I'll foster this friendship. It'll be fine." Richard is like, "Nah, not about it." They do pass soldiers with fists on their heart and people who are just working about the palace, sobbing while doing their duties, which I thought was a juxtaposition. Like, the soldiers are like, "Yeah, Richard," and then the other people, they can't even focus on the fact that it's Richard and Kahlan because they're like so upset that their family is dying, but they're still
Yeah.
doing their jobs because they have to.
Yeah, some real troopers.
Yeah. So just before they get to the door, Tristan finds them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, another person popping up. Richard greets him aggressively, and he asks about the surrender. And Tristan's like, "Hey, my time's not up." And he keeps he this whole time he's looking over at Kahlan's boobs, her cleavage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Richard trying to be aggressive, getting in this guy's face like, "Hi, so what's your fucking answer now?" And he's being distracted with tits, which,
Yeah.
look, I get it. I do. My baser instinct is just like, of course, this is a difficult thing, but also you need to be human and not Lear and adult and control yourself. And now's not the fucking time.
Yeah, that's Richard's lady. So
This man
it's
is already
disrespectful. Yeah.
not happy with you.
Yeah.
Don't give him another reason.
But Tristan,
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Look at their eyes. Moving on.
No, Tristan's not acting like that. He's like, "My time's not up, and I'm just here to ask how you're handling the plague. How are you gonna go about it? How are you gonna go about all of that?" And Richard's like, "The best way I can."
Yeah.
Trying to stay calm as best he can. But Tristan goes on about needing assurances while leering at Kahlan's cleavage the entire time.
Still.
Richard tells him,
You know, the thing about the plague is it's kind of bouncy and soft. Gotta imagine it'd be warm too, huh, Richard? I'm sorry, what were you saying? Just want to squeeze it.
Well, Richard tells Tristan that if he ever, Richard tells Tristan that he's about out of time and he's got to get going because it stinks in here. So, bye.
Yeah, he doesn't like Tristan at all. He's like, I'm not going to hang out in here. It smells like you.
And Tristan gets upset at this, but then he goes to look at Kahlan's tits just one last time.
You had to. You had to do the one thing.
Well, yeah, the 30-second stare wasn't enough to memorize.
No.
You gotta
Yeah.
get that last screenshot.
He's thinking Richard's walking away and now it's safe to get a full on.
Yeah. Well, Richard yanks Tristan's knife from his hip scabbard before he can blink, and he has it up against his chest. He tells
Attaboy.
Tristan if he ever catches his eyes anywhere but Kahlan's face, he will cut his goddamn heart out.
He immediately broke eye contact and looked at the opposite wall. Then Richard said, "That counts," and stabbed the fuck out of him. I said, "Anywhere but."
Then he slams the knife into an oak ball atop a newel post
Yes.
and takes Kahlan's arm and marches out. Mord Sith and Dref grinning. Nadine has no expression. And the mop lady is frantically cleaning up behind Kahlan.
This is great because the Mord Sith and the soldiers are like, "Fuck yeah, you poked the bear." Nadine hates this.
Yeah.
That's why there's no expression, because he's defending somebody looking at Kahlan that way. Doesn't give a fuck if Dreffin looks at Nadine this way.
Yeah.
Leer all you want.
Yeah,
That's why she's not happy.
exactly.
This was so good. This was so good.
Yeah, that was Nadine attempting a confessor's face, I'm sure. Fuck, what's that thing Kahlan does? I gotta do it. All right, here we go.
Damn it. Just another way I'm not
Yeah.
as good.
Fucking finally. This is the
Yes.
shit where it's like, I need these scenes because it makes everything else worth it. Like, yes, let the dude who's a fucking creep get called the fuck out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
it just goes on for so long. It makes the reader like need that to happen. So when it finally does, it's fuck yeah.
Well, and that's what it would. You got to have the good timing, because if it goes on too long, then when you get to this point, it doesn't feel as powerful, because it's like, yeah, but he kept eyeing up Kahlan for like 3.5 books. And, like, it took Richard a long time to confront him. Like, nah, he should have done it a little while ago. No, this was perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of perfect timing.
That's weird, because I actually have just a little bit left of my beer.
Oh, really?
So I'm going to chug for the entire time you do the end of the podcast wrap-up thingy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 3, 2, 1, go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ready?
3, 2, 1, go. That's bullshit. You're already done.
I said I didn't have
You
a
gotta
lot
get
left.
a new beer and then drink continuously.
No.
My plan
No.
was to speak
No.
really
listeners,
slow.
listeners, seekers, you heard what I said.
Well, that does it for Chapter 50. You've heard our truth on the matter, but we want to hear yours. We would love it if you guys wrote in your journey books to podcastatt@gmail.com to let us know what you thought about this episode or this chapter. You can also follow us on all of our social medias. And if you really enjoyed this episode, you can go over to patreon.com/podcastatt and sign up for any pledge there. There's perks. You have ad-free episodes. You get watch-alongs. You get side quests, kind of like a after we record type thing. It doesn't really have a solid form yet, but it is a lot of fun. You also get access to our Discord channel that has an L, not an R. I don't know why that caught me up so much. Where you guys will be able to talk with the rest of the patrons and us and get in on the book club type episodes that we are starting to record so that your voice can be heard on this show as well. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will see you real soon.
Bye.